Yeah, really, welcome back. Relax, sit back and enjoy. You are here on Deep Chats. Lemfana nako 012. Lesedi Mpuku. Vandag re bolela ka taba tsa mannete because we all know others like SmackDown, others like to hit it raw. And sometimes when you hit it raw, you know that you might be unable to pull out because Kimang Azon Kamharakulu it's a Maka 120. So that is usually some of the things that happen and we know of because we all know of someone on the she became pregnant. It's something that is frowned upon, but it's something that we have to talk about because it happens. And this was the case, my friend who I went to high school with, and when she wrote her final exams, she realized that she was pregnant, and she told her baby daddy, "Hey, bra, can't do it or the boyfriend actually told her, "Ejo, okari." So that happened and they're now together 2.5 years later. They're still raising the baby and they're still at it, So I spoke to them and I found out how is it being a young parent, and I have to admit that they made me sabawa having a baby and a baby mama and baby mama drama. But hakina chele, and when I'm chele, the pampa said
Hauna chelet empa ntho tseo di etsang ke tsa batho ba nang le chelet.
So have a look. How was the whole experience of being thinking for the future, being hormonal, judgment?
I have no idea how people looked at me. I have no idea whether or not people spoke about me behind my back. I genuinely don't care. But the only time I got irritated was when people were like, "Dimpho, pregnant, you!" And I was like, "Excuse me, hi, am I supposed to be impotent or something, But other than that, it was very emotional. I was so lonely. I mean, it was a different environment. I had no family members. I was alone, and I wanted him to be there with me. I was all alone in Cape Town. I had to do everything for myself. My hormones were all over the place. I fell into a depression. Every day I was here, because I was frustrated. I was lonely, and I missed him. Yeah, we video called all the time.
And I was 15.
No, it was. I wouldn't say it was a bad experience, but at the same time, I learned from everything that I've experienced, and opla that day, and then kilo regadi pampas. So that was when Italy kilo man now no, you're gonna be a father because before one other and Megan to Cape Town and Nagamo Pitori, I'm walking go town in a taxi and get body pampas.
So cute.
Yeah, so walking more in front of everyone. You see how packed town is. Yeah, walking in front of everyone. Also the pampas, the plastic and everything. Yeah. So that thing no, it's real. It's who I am. I'm a father. I'm taking care of my baby. So I was able to now be I was able to it's who I'm becoming, and at the end I have to just accept it. And there will be days where I can say.
So how has having a baby changed your life?
In terms of our relationship, the depression put us through a lot, my depression. But I mean, he was supportive, even when I got admitted, he was there all the way. And I think as much as we've went through a lot because of what happened with me emotionally, because I think I put us through a lot, my depression, but it brought us closer in terms of relationship. But it's frustrating because you don't get to spend as much time as you did before the baby. I mean, we sit down, we remind one another of our love, we take time to hey, this is still us, it doesn't revolve around the baby. We still have our own thing apart from being parents. And I think those are the only changes. Educationally, I'm still going to school.
Yeah.
I'm hustling more even, but I still was going to because I have dreams and aspirations.
Yeah.
So it's just, I think personally and our relationship, everything else for me is still fine and better rather.
Yeah, answer. It teaches you patience, one thing. And perspective, Lona, one thing that I like about having a baby is that you want to set the long-term value of something. Let's say now, if you are 22 years old, I'm 22 years old. If you're 22 years old, you won't be planning or thinking ahead like 20 years, 15 years. But on a long one, it's a must to think that, because 15 years she will be 15 years later. It's how it is. So if we're not how planning what's going to happen in those next years, that means Lena, her life is threatened, and also your lady next to you. So it allowed me to look at, but socially they didn't change a thing too much. Yes, it did change, because like now migrata strata so, but now I did, but it also gave me fire to keep on pushing, because I just needed to get something going as quick as possible and as right as possible. So it gave me that.
How complex does it become?
The thing is, like, you have to think of yourself, but also of yourself in a way you're since I've been involved in those thoughts of you thinking of yourself. So it's a bit difficult or challenging, because at first, already you are staying by your parents' house.
Sure.
So where are you gonna put that baby? And at the end of the day, if let's say no, so I want to grow my baby with her mother, so if I can't take my Mothupi and try to build a family out of that, that's not possible. So it puts you also in a state where you have to stand up and be responsible. So that's a bit difficult. So imagine changing such, let's say, my mindset, or when you're still young, 19 years old, thinking that you have to be out, you have to have a proper family, you have to make sure things are sorted. So it's not too simple, but yeah, it becomes a bit more challenging. And yeah, I would say it's one of the things. And otherwise, Lorna, just managing time and also making sure that the responsibilities and all these things is a bit challenging because responsibilities, everything, get time taking, everything. So only like double, triple the attention that you should be giving her, or maybe you deserve or something. So it's not too simple.
I think for me, it's patience.
Yeah.
It's so difficult for me, because I know the type of mother I want to be. I want to be patient, I want to be kind. Mara, I'm hot-headed rather, and I'm loud, and I have a very strong voice, of which I can tell that she sometimes thinks she goes back into her box when I quickly react to something. So I think that's the biggest challenge I have right now. The biggest challenge I have is to be patient and strong. Even in terms of life now, even if somebody provoker from outside, I'm not gonna react to that, because I have a little baby. She's already messing with my hormones and my emotions, and so I'm all focused on that. And it's so challenging to stay patient and to compete with my family, because they want to take over my motherhood. They want to control everything we do for her, and every time we do something, they tell us, all right, like learning to work along with my family members and being patient with her and him, because sometimes so it teaches a lot of patience.
How have you guys kept it going? Because of many people that do have like that.
Patience. He's very patient. Because in this relationship, I admit in front of the world, like I cry a lot. I am always emotional. I demand a lot of his attention. I think the only way to manage it is to have mutual understanding. Most importantly, love. And God, because for me, the only thing that kept me going is the fact that I loved him so much. That's why that's why I got to understand, that's why people baby mama drama, or like because I was in a state where I needed him most, but I kept pushing him away. When he would, because he'd be patient, I know when I'm pushing him away, he'd stay, and then and then he also feels like I sala hey uli one. Then I become even more frustrated. Where you're supposed to stay, but when he stays, I'm frustrated. So exactly. And I love him. I want to see him progress, and I feel like, when you love someone and you feel the need to protect them all the time, you feel the need to guide them, to see them win. That's what I have for him. So that keeps me going.
It's all about love. like it's tough. It's tough to leave them. Then the situation says so every odds are like the Brasani like everything was they didn't in my era so but because come first time and the reading that brought us together is also involved got into our relationship and also communication. Now we sit we sit and then we speak about it and then discuss what is our obstacle and then we overcome our and also just by having faith for it. As long as they know, it means that something there's something maybe that's not treating us well. So it means that it can be like there's a solution towards that. Then one of the things that I wanted to do is to set an example for other people out there, other men. But I wanted to set an example to those people who it doesn't always have to be that way. You can change the situation and obviously that is the goal or inspire even the kids in the but I wasn't gonna still continue to push if it wasn't the passion of the love that I have for her. But I love her by passion, so passion no young drive.
Was it going to be easier if you were not a forex trader and Dimpho, you were also not hustling as much as you are now?
Thing is, I can't see it anyhow different. Because, like, to be honest, next Satana's girl, push and all those things, but the whole concept since it gave me like 3 years or 5 years to even be able to make at least 15 blog a month, I want to better now with that thing. So for me, that was never a way.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, even if NASA 3D, like, there was gonna be another way, another plan. Like, even if Astabari, now we have our own place and stuff, but there was gonna be a plan. Mara, please, if you're making a baby, it's unfair for you to bring a whole human being onto earth and then what's in a plan?
I love you. I care for you. Do you know that? When I look straight into your eyes, I can see the flowers of your eyes. Oh, don't allow my visions. Oh my God! Oh my God!
Yes. That is the chat. That is the deep chat. Bafanas. And some of these things are genuine mistakes that we have to work around. No, we do it now. We enter. Hurry. Who could tell a lie? We enter. We do around a so, if why it's your boyfriend, how? Give a little with some more baby go panza yahoo and then who will hire that when I read a young. Don't play yourself, sis. Dito buwa, mwana tava sekefetsi azwa mamina lily green. Uwe mitse line ya sasa. So don't play yourself. Always have a plan, and if you know that you can avoid this mistake of a lifetime, do so by all means. If you're going to allow him to slide it in raw, or if you're going to slide it in raw, think again. Think McKay. But genuinely, Dimpho and Lesiba made it look so easy, so doable, so interesting even. But in reality, when you're not a forex trader and when you know hore, your things are not aligned in that way, Klima, it's what da, usayira daideng, how much chelete. Take care of yourself. Look after yourself, have fun, remember to enjoy your childhood, your teenage years, your 20-something years. Because those are the most important, guys. Herian meeting. How nya guru olokomu groove or nale motwa how ba funelo rodisang wa hi ngwana o hubut and ngwana le 7 months so popular byang. So thank you for coming, guys. Thank you for watching. Remember to like, subscribe and comment, and also share with your friends or bra. Check out deep chats but for now, take care. Ganye. This is your boy, Dimpho. I'm out.